Hi, this is Chip Conley, and I am coming to you from MEA in Baja. And I wanted to introduce you to a lovely friend of mine, Danny Friedland, Dr. Danny Friedland, who is a guest faculty member here in Baja with us at MEA. And not long ago, in November, he actually came face to face with a diagnosis of fourth stage brain cancer. And as a doctor, he understands what that means. And it's been often said that being the prospect of death can actually be a remarkable organizing principle for how you live your life. So Danny, tell us how you're living your life. Give us a few tips for it.
Well, I'll tell you, my first tip is I live my life in appreciation, making every moment count. And I want to just start out, Chip, by actually expressing my appreciation for you. What I've learned coming down to the MEA and being part of the MEA community, this exact experience that I'm having right now is the experience that you've been looking to cultivate in your retreats. And we were blessed to do this leading well from within retreat together. So I just have immense appreciation. So that's tip one, live your life with appreciation, making every moment count. Tip two, what I'm learning right now, on the night of my diagnosis, when I was admitted to the ward alone, I was in spikes of fear. And the reason why I'm in a place of flourishing abundance, in a place that you've described as the full bloom of a flourishing modern elder. And I'm very well aware that our time is contracted. So I'm now, it's as if like I'm 85 in terms of, but I am in the full bloom. And you've helped me understand what that full bloom is about. I was admitted to the ward alone because of COVID restrictions. And the brain, a lot of what I talk about in my work is the neuroscience of conscious leadership. And so it's an awakening of conscious leadership, that the brain goes into default questions. It goes into default questions. So I'm admitted to the ward alone. And the default questions tend to be, what if never a catastrophe that could happen? What's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to, and David Cooper, who's the architect of appreciative inquiry, has a way of saying, questions create worlds. Questions create worlds.
And you're saying worlds, just so everybody understands your South African accent. Worlds, yes.
We should have subtitles below. Can we do captions? So questions create worlds. And the questions we ask is a difference between, so this is tip two, the questions you ask at any inflection point. Cancer happens to be my inflection point, but you have your inflection point right now. You have your inflection point, whatever suffering or challenge or adversity or inflection point you're going through, at your inflection point, you can ask these same questions. Ask yourself, what am I consciously asking? What am I feeding my brain? Because that will be the questions you ask at your inflection point is the difference between entering a world of pain and suffering or a world of flourishing abundance. That is the crucial, that for you is the crucial conscious decision you can intentionally make. And this is also part of your midlife edit. The midlife edit is, I want to edit out all the harmful questions and I want to retain all the inspiring questions at this moment in time. So, third tip, at the inflection point, understanding that it's not only about asking generative questions, it's understanding that there is an altitude of the questions and the sequence you ask those questions within. So if you can find a sufficiently high altitude question, you can cascade down from that high altitude to touch down in practical terms on the ground and make a difference in your life. So that night, I had the wherewithal to catch what my brain was doing. And I asked at that inflection point, I found the wherewithal to catch myself asking these negative questions that would take me into a world of suffering. And I found the generative question, miraculously. And the miraculous question that I found, and I inserted in my midlife edit, right, was the question, what matters most now? And in the context of my life being shortened, a natural answer came that then led to new questions. The natural answer came, if your life is shortened, make every moment count. That was the answer that came. And then the next question was a succinct question. How? How? And I got two answers, part A and part B. The question is, in part A was, and each of them had another, the answer led to a practical question. Part A, make every moment count. How? Part A, live intensely loving relationships. Live intensely loving relationships. What does that mean? And then the question over there is how? Be very intentional to having each touch point in your life, be engaged in a cycle of receiving and giving love with another. And when I say another, if you're in prayer, be intensely in the cycle of receiving and giving love with however you experience your connection with the divine. When you're with somebody else, whether it be your family, friends, community, be intensely in the cycle of giving and receiving love at every touch point, receiving others with empathy and understanding and giving with authenticity and care. And that goes, I have a wonderful woman, Marina, who actually stocks the linen and provides me a warm blanket. I take my time with Marina to thank her for blessing my life. She's an unsung hero in the radiation therapy. Every moment is a touch point, every moment, down to casual moments. Touch down in very intentional receiving and giving love, because every moment counts right now. Part B was being very intentional to want to leave a legacy with my work. And I've touched down in the Living Well from Within YouTube channel. And there's a playlist that we will provide a link to where you will understand the purpose of that. Have I served well, Chip?
You have served intensely, passionately well as a guide for people to understand what's it like to feel that you have your life shortened. Maybe it will be extended if we're lucky, Danny, that you're going to be here longer than the average, which would be 15 months. I believe you will be longer than that, for sure. But what I really appreciate is how much of a sense of purpose you have in the work you're doing right now. And you're passionate in that purpose.
Yeah.
So the meaning of your life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away.
Yeah.
You are giving it away.
Yeah.
And for those who want to learn more, we have a 2-part series on Wisdom Well with an interview with Danny, answering more questions. And there's a link in there that will help you to know how to go to his YouTube channel and binge watch Danny every single day since he's gotten his diagnosis. Danny, thank you so much. Love you so much. And looking forward to seeing you. And all I can say is I'm on this journey with you. You're not alone.
I so appreciate it. Thank you for the blessings of not only contributing to my life richly, but I want to just thank you on the rest of the MEA community for actually blessing us all with your wisdom. It is just a joy of joy to get your daily missives. I drink that up as nourishment for my soul. So thank you for the work that you're doing in the world.
All right. Well, thank you.